Hey, good day, everybody. How's it going? How was your week? Mine has been terrible. Wait, this isn't about me. Oh, yeah, it is. So, I saw and then read a very troubling report this week that I believe is 100% fake news. It was a Harvard study, and it said that 50% of our waking hours, so let's say you get up at 6 o'clock and you go to bed at 10 o'clock, so you got 16 hours. So 8 of those hours are spent thinking about something other than what is right in front of you or what is happening or present. So 50% of your day is wasted thinking about yesterday, about tomorrow, about next week, anything but being present. Now, I've talked about it in the past of our lack of presence, and I'm not talking about gifts because gifts are nice too, but the presence of being in the moment and being connected in the moment. You know, there are those kind of people who, when you're talking to them and saying something, before you're even finished with your sentence, they're responding. And I always wondered, man, there must be a lot of smart people in this world because I can barely process what you're saying, let alone process how to respond to what you're saying. And more than likely, it's because people aren't present in the moment. They're already thinking a future instead of being present, listening, okay, processing. Here's my response. So that study to me, the reason I say it's fake news, because it says 50% of the waking hours, I would argue that it's probably 80% that people are just so fixated on everything but the moment, and they're the exact same people who are busy. Now, you can go back into past vlogs where I talked about busy. It's one of my biggest pet peeves of everyone who is so busy. You know, they've got social calendars all lined up and busy, busy, busy. And we wonder why the world is collapsing around us. Because no one's in the moment. No one's at the fort, man in the fort, because they're off on La La Land. Part of that is the clutter of life. Now, you know, as well as I know, we all live in clutter. Now, I'm not talking about our houses, I'm talking about the clutter in our minds. We're constantly bombarded and barraged with junk that clutters up our mind, our vision, our sense of hearing, because we're just so cluttered. With what? That's what clutter is. Clutter is just everything, a little of this, a little of that. There's nothing in particular, nothing specific that is clutter. It's kind of like the house, you know, like your junk drawer. Well, what's in your junk drawer? Well, just stuff. We are surrounded by stuff that interferes in the presence. And part of that clutter is true distractions. It's like the people driving that are distracted by turning the TV, or not TV. Well, if you're watching TV while you're driving, that's even worse than the radio. But turning the radio or looking down at your cell phone, and then the light turns. And I'm one of those guys, I'm trying to be nice and not beep, but I know they're sitting on their phone at the light and it's green. They're distracted. They're not present. They're not present. There are just so many distractions. Now, I get there are distractions, but we allow those distractions. We really do. Well, we have no choice. Okay, anyone who says we don't have no choice is baloney tellers. We always have choices. We have the choice on what to do with those distractions if we allow those distractions to keep us from the presence. So the distractions are interruptions and TV and driving and it's like oh, shiny thing, shiny thing, shiny thing. We're so easily manipulated. Oh, we are manipulated by what people say, what people do, what people present. It's the distractions of life. They're meant to distract you from being present. If I can get to talk to you about something that has nothing to do, you're going to take your mind off of the present. So maybe you're going through grief. What does everyone try to do when you're in grief? They try to distract you. Oh, let's tell jokes. Let's be happy. Let's distract you from being present. If you got grief, you're in the middle of grief. Go ahead and grieve. I don't need distractions. So, my whole point today about the not being present with all this clutter and all these distractions is that we don't allow our brain to disconnect from all this external crud to have dreams. When is the last time that in the middle of the day you took time to look out the window and dream? Being on a beach, being a millionaire, saving the world, wearing a cape and a mask. We don't dream. Yeah, you may say, yeah, I daydream, but real dreams. Even when you're laying down at nighttime, sometimes I find myself, if you sit on the couch at night after work, you kind of will fall asleep. Or you go to bed and maybe you do prayer time when you go to bed, but you're so tired, you're so exhausted. It's like, God, thank you for the day. Good night. Peace. You don't even have time to allow your brain to uncouple from the day. And you can say, well, yeah, I have dreams. I have dreams that I'm falling off a cliff or monsters are chasing me. That's not the kind of dreams I'm talking about. Dreams and visions of what could be. What are the possibilities? How do we get those? How do we attain those? But because our minds are so cluttered and our lives are so distracted, we don't. Even on the weekends. On most weekends, because if you work during the week or have other obligations during the week, your weekends are, well, I got to run the kids here and I got to run the kids here and I got to just sit, relax, do nothing, and not focus on bills, not focus on work, not focus on relationships, just to sit there and dream. I believe that we were created to dream. Some of the greatest inventions or discoveries of all times were by people who were dreamers. What happened to the dreamers? Where are the dreamers? Where are the people who have the vision? I don't know. Are you a visionary? Are you a dreamer? There's not enough of us. So when these studies say that in our waking hours we're thinking about other things, yeah, I do get it, but I am going to make a conscientious effort every day to be more and more present, because the other things will come and they'll go. They'll be there, but I'm going to start cleaning up some clutter. I'm going to start blocking some of those distractions. Some of this, some of this, and some of this. Oh yeah, I am a monkey and I hear no evil and see no evil and speak no evil. So it's time to declutter, remove distractions, and dream. Dream a little dream. So there's my words of wisdoms today. There's my inspiration. Go and dream. Dream the impossible dream. Because I am possible and I am not worried about things that are impossible, because I'm possible. And this is Rich. And I say peace